Okay, so I paused it by canceling it, so here is the second half of what I have to say. Um, uh, so PGD, like I said, is that test. Pretty sure I already described it, but I'm getting a little confused because I've been on this for a little bit. But it's when they take the biopsy of the embryo and they send it away to be tested. To do this test, it's not just like a computer test. They have to make a special probe, and there's a bug on my face. I do not know how they do the test, to be honest. Just don't know. They send a cell out of each egg off to be tested. The test is magical. And they'll tell you which ones are affected and which ones are just carriers, which, like I am a carrier and Chris is a carrier, and which ones are completely free of it. So this probe that they have to make is very specific to the gene name, I guess you can say, that is comprised of, what makes our carrierness. I don't It doesn't make much sense to me as the words are not coming to me right now, but you get the point. To make the probe, it can take up to 5 months. So, in case you were like, how are you still smoking and drinking caffeine? Yep, because I get months until we get close to actually starting anything. Not really, I mean, I'm starting here and this appointment, but before we start any drugs to give me eggs, and then take the eggs out, yeah, we got some time. So I will quit smoking, and drinking caffeine like I do whenever we get a lot closer. Um, I asked her how long, if we started immediately, how long do you think it would be until I was pregnant if we got pregnant on the first try? And she said about 10 months, and I don't know where I wrote that down at. 9 to 10 months. That's with the whole making the appointments and things like that and getting the probe done. So I asked her if we needed to do PGS. PGS and PGD are two different things. PGS tests for chromosome abnormalities, and we, as in I and Nathaniel, have a chromosomal abnormality. It doesn't seem to be affecting either one of us, or it's making us smarter. Don't know, but it has a 50% chance of being carried on to our children, and we can't really find out what the problem could be from that. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I wouldn't want to discard any embryos that had a carrier of that. But PGS is an option, but it didn't seem like we need it. But then again, that's more for the IVF experts to talk about. But Dr. Hawkins said that it depends on how many eggs you have, because if at the end of 5 days of having them grow and I only have 4 eggs, just send it for the PGD. No reason to send it for PGS and eliminate more and have no eggs. Excuse me, I had McDonald's whenever we got out of this appointment. And she also was expecting, and this is ballpark, she doesn't know, but probably around 10 to 15 eggs taken out of me whenever we do the egg retrieval, which is an ER, in case I ever type it up for you guys and you know what's going on, egg retrieval. When they do these eggs, it's not like, wow, you could have 10 to 15 kids. It's more like, if we had 10 eggs come out, maybe 8 of them would be mature. The other one just won't go anywhere. It wasn't really ready to come out yet, but we can't tell from the outside, right? Take it out, and they're mature, and then we mix it with the sperm. And even with the ICSI procedure, some of them won't fertilize, and we'll lose another 1 or 2. And then they grow, and a lot of them die off between day 3 and day 5, which seems like on the outside, well, why don't you just biopsy them at day 3? Well, between day 3 and day 5, the eggs, embryos at that point, can fix themselves. If there's a problem in there, you know, like abnormality, it can correct itself in those next 2 days, which is amazing, and they still don't know how it happens. But also, if an egg stops growing at day 3, just stops, that egg was never going to grow inside anyway. It's not something they could have prevented. It's not because they didn't keep it warm enough or anything like that. It's just not a viable egg. And so then, you know, get to day 5, and if we had 5 eggs by then, if we started off with 10 and we had 5, that'd be amazing. The numbers, sometimes people just keep them and they just grow and they're really good eggs, and some people can't keep an egg alive past 3 days. It just happens. They don't know. They might know, but I don't know. I also asked what the dangers are of the PGD test and if they could hurt the embryos, and she said yes, they could, but not very often. Those are for new people and the people that, you know, brand new in school kind of. But people who would be actually handling ours have been doing it for a long time. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. The most common problem, if you will, of PGD tested eggs is that they multiply easily. We have a higher chance of having multiples. If we were to put one in, we could get 2, you know, things like that. So it's a chance. I wouldn't mind having twins. I would want them both to survive, though, and that's where it causes a lot of problems. I do want to put 2 eggs in one side of my head, and the other side's like, but what if they both die? You know, so we have no idea. We're not on that yet. I am there. I'm everywhere. My head, but not enough to make any decisions. So basically where we are at today. We got some really good information today. In 2 weeks we'll find out this birth control that I have is working. And if it's not, switch to pills. We're going to see what the Augusta clinic says. If they feel comfortable working with us, then Chris and I will have a good discussion, and we'll probably go with them. But we're not for sure yet, obviously, or we would have said we're for sure. I'm also going to get my AMH test when I get the ultrasound to see about the birth control working and all that. That will give us a good idea of where my ovaries are in health-wise, besides they looked pretty. And then we'll start doing tests on more blood tests for me and Chris and all the beginning workup while getting a referral to a clinic. Now, if we end up going to RVA, even though the price is more there, but we feel more comfortable going to that one, then that's what we do. I'm not asking people for money, at least not yet. But, you know, we're going to do what's right for our family. Our future family. And we were both very anxious about this appointment and excited. And I hope this answered some questions. Won't have a baby next month by any means. Unless his birth control really isn't working and we miss something. Pray that didn't happen. But I think I answered all the things that I would have talked to her about. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment either on my Facebook, since I am going to post this on Facebook, or comment on YouTube, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. As a side note, for anyone else watching this, I am 27, my husband is 26. We'll both go up here in a month or 2. And yeah, we got pregnant the first time. We didn't have any fertility issues. Maybe a little bit of alcohol involved. So this is not the usual fertility problem. So, yeah, thanks.